Okay. Hello everyone, hello and welcome. I should be streaming, I should be live, at least it should be going live just any moment now. Any second. Alright, it looks like I'm live, so cool. Alright, hello everyone and welcome. This is my Black Friday video. I'm doing this live, and basically what I've been doing last night until I fell asleep in my chair, as well as this morning when I got up, is just browsing and perusing all of the different Black Friday deals that are available right now. Now, these are mostly going to be US based, first of all, so sorry for you guys who are international, but a lot of these products are available internationally. You just have to go to your local retailer, whatever that might be. And also, full disclosure here, this video is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form by any manufacturer or retailer or anything like that. I just found these deals, and they were all ones that I thought I might be interested in myself, so I listed them all down. However, my Amazon links in the description are using my affiliate code, so if you do buy them through that, I will get a little bit of a kickback, so that's a great way to support me. But I just wanted to let you guys know how things are working for today. I am mainly focusing on technology, computer parts, and then I have a few extra categories toward the end for peripherals, as well as some other accessories. And all of these links are down in the video's description if you guys want to check them out. So let's get started. I should switch over to the right page first. With PC components, I'm going to start with CPUs right out of the gate with an Intel Core i7-6850K, which is available on Amazon. I believe Newegg also had this deal for $500, which is well over $100 less than it usually costs. It's usually up above $600. It is the 6-core with 40 PCIe lanes, Broadwell E. It's a great processor. I've used it. I have it in the system behind me, actually. And it's a pretty significant discount. Now, Amazon also has a 6700K for $300, and they have a 6600K for $220. But if you really want the best deal on a CPU you can get right now, and you're in the US and you're close to one, Microcenter far and away has the best deals for these. 6600K for $180. Or, if you want to get a little bit more power, 6700K for $260. This is $30 more than a 6600K costs at most places full time, or like when there's not a deal going on. So lucky you if you're near a Microcenter and you can walk into one of those and get one of those processors. All right, let's move on from CPUs to GPUs. I was looking at some AMD processors, but I don't know. I do have one with a combo later on in the motherboard section. So anyway, let's continue. GPUs, quite a few good deals right now, and the thing I was most excited about this time around is that you can actually finally get NVIDIA's 10 series GPUs, or at least the high-end 1080 and 1070, for the MSRP that they originally talked about when they first advertised these. So this is a Gigabyte GTX Gaming G1. It's got a pretty nice little 3-fan cooler on it, and it is $595, a full $5 less than the MSRP that NVIDIA teased us with. Like, how long ago was that? 6 months or something like that? Anyway, it's good we can finally get these for a more reasonable price. If you're looking for a 1080 even cheaper than that, ASUS has their turbo version, which is a blower style fan, but still a perfectly adequate GTX 1080 and a very a good candidate for like water cooling or something like that down the line. $580 though, so that's $20 off the MSRP. Cool. And finally, I got an ASUS GTX 1080. This is the STRIX version, which is very highly rated for both its cooler as well as the RGB features, if that's something you're into. This is $610 right now, but if you go to the rebate forms little drop down here, it's got a $20 million rebate, which brings it down to $590. Also a quite good deal. Let's move over to the GTX 1070, which you can also find for a much more reasonable price, at least during the Black Friday sales, as well as these should go on through Cyber Monday, a lot of them, and even in the next couple weeks. $370, which again is like $10 less than the MSRP that was originally advertised. This is also the ASUS blower style version of it, but if you want something a little bit different, oh wait, that's a 1060. There are a couple other 1070s that are out there that I found that were $380 to $390 that are the more custom design versions with the custom coolers. So check those out on Amazon. $370 to $390 is kind of what you can expect to pay for a 1070 in the US during these sale times. So that's cool too. If you're looking for something a little bit more reasonably priced, the GTX 1060 is also being cut down. It usually is about $250 MSRP. It's $225 at least for this ZOTAC mini version of the 6 gig version. $250 is for the 6 gig version. I should also mention $250 to 300, I guess, usually. And then if you're going for something on the AMD side, or you want something kind of right in between like your 1050, 1060, and like your 1070, 1080, AMD has a pretty compelling offering in the R9 Fury. And this is what version by Sapphire, which also has a triple fan style cooler, $260. And yeah, that's a pretty good deal for that one. 4 gigs of HBM memory, so don't let the 4 gigs fool you. The HBM memory performs very well. Finally, a great deal here for an RX 460. This one is a little bit more limited because it's an Amazon Prime deal, so you need to sign up for Amazon Prime if you're not already. If you're already signed up for Amazon Prime, because a lot of people already are, then do that, and then this will basically be $110, and then you can use the rebate form here once again to knock it down $30 more, which brings it down to $80 for an RX 460. A very capable card for that price, which I was pretty impressed with. And look, there's the mail-in rebate form, just in case you didn't believe me. All right, let's move on to motherboards. I just have a couple in here. I was trying to find something for the different platforms, at least that are available on the Intel side right now, since I'm still waiting on AMD's AM4 stuff to start recommending their new motherboards, or at least picking up a brand new one. Okay. Oh, although I do have a combo, again, further down here. But this is an MSI Z170A LGA 1151, so this will fit your Skylake processors. Z170 chipset, so it's unlocked. It's got a nice color scheme. It's all black here. Even has, you know, a little bit of cooling on the VRMs and stuff. This isn't going to be like a crazy good overclocker, but you should be able to still overclock within a pretty reasonable range. $110 for this, as well as free shipping, which is always nice. So that's a good deal. That is actually can even be brought down with the $10 mail-in rebate to $100. So I think that's a great deal for a pretty nice, well-designed MSI Z170 board there. If you're into X99, I couldn't find too many deals in this range. This is another MSI board, the X99A Raider, which is also very nice looking color scheme as far as it's all black. It's kind of got the more brownish style PCB on the motherboard. But hey, getting yourself onto the X99 platform for a motherboard that costs $160, that's a pretty good deal. And of course, if you're willing to spend $200 or more, you can get some additional features on an X99 board. But if you're just looking to get onto that platform, I think this is a great starter board. And then also, this is a Fry's deal that they have going on right now, which is a AMD combo. Sorry, the picture's small, but it includes the Wraith cooler, which is actually a pretty nice cooler for considering that's kind of like a stock cooler that's been upgraded, an FX 8370, and an MSI 990FXA gaming motherboard, all for $189 or just about $190. That is after a rebate. I'm not sure if it's a mail-in rebate or if it's an instant rebate or something like that. But for the motherboard, processor, and cooler, $190, I think is a pretty good deal for that too. All right, let's move on to some memory. I just have a couple memory choices here, but these are kind of more like ballpark range figures. So if you figure you can buy this memory for about this price, then you should be able to find other memory, because these are going to be coming and going throughout the weekend as far as what's available. Stuff's going to sell out and stuff. But if you're looking for something DDR4, if you're on X99 platform or Z170 platform, or if you're on basically the newest Intel platforms for Skylake or Broadwell E, then you should get DDR4 memory, and you can get a 2x8 gig kit for $65 right now. This is a Team Dark kit that's over on Newegg. But there's lots of comparable memory out there that's DDR4, and 8 gig DIMMs I think is a good way to go. 4 gig DIMMs are kind of losing their luster for me. They're a little small for me in my personal opinion now. But keep a lookout for $65 16 gig memory kits, and I think you'll be happy. Next we have a DDR3 memory sale, and DDR3 memory is actually starting to kind of hit that curve where it comes back up in price after the availability is starting to taper off a little bit as the manufacturers switch over to manufacturing DDR4 more exclusively. But this is a good deal on a very solid stick of Fury HyperX memory for $38. Actually a little bit more as far as the price per gigabyte than the DDR4 stuff was. But it's solid memory. It's got a nice black low-profile design, and buy 2 of them if you want 16 gigs. Buy 4 of them if you have an older DDR3 quad-channel platform and you need that. All right, let's move over to SSDs and storage. I guess all of my storage today is SSDs. I didn't really dive into the hard drive deals. Starting off with a high performance one. This is an 850 Pro from Samsung, a 1 terabyte model, 2.5 inch drive, $372.11. Now that is still a little bit on the expensive side for a 1 terabyte SSD, but bear in mind you're paying for the performance here. This is the 850 Pro model, which has some features as far as the endurance and that kind of thing that you might be looking for if you're looking for a higher end SSD. If you want just a 1 terabyte nice fast SSD that's maybe not quite as fast as the 850 Pro, the 850 Evo can be had for more than $100 less, $250 for an 850 Evo 1 terabyte. Also quite a good deal. The cheapest I've found a good 1 terabyte drive for was about $170, $180, and I'm sure some of those deals might be popping up, but when they do, I think they will be gone soon. Crucial had the MX300, like they have weird capacities, like 525 gigs and 750 gigs, and they had a few of those sales going on Amazon or on Newegg, and they're just gone. They're actually on sale on Newegg's eBay store for some reason, and not on Newegg. I don't know why they did it that way, but they did. Anyway, so 850 Evo 1 terabyte for $250 is a good deal for a pretty, again, very solid performance drive. And then if you want something that's the cheapest I could find as far as a good 1 terabyte SSD, $210 for the SanDisk SSD Plus right now. Nzxt, I actually have one of these. I thought I had it on here so close to me somewhere, but it's not. But yeah, $210 still. A 1 terabyte SSD is a beautiful thing. It's a nice thing to have. But if you don't want to spend $200 plus on an SSD, check out this. This is only going to be available for a short period of time because it's the deal of the day right now, but it is still on right now. Transcend 480 gig. It's a TLC drive, but again, you're mainly getting like SSD response time and that kind of thing with this. You're not looking for really, really high read and write performance. Although, I mean, reads and writes are still 550 megabytes per second, 450 megabytes per second. Not sure what the IOPS are on this thing, but anyway, it will get you out of the gate with a 480 gig drive for $87, and I think you'll be happy with that. Great for a system drive, great to add on as like a storage drive for extra stuff. And then finally, if you want something that is a bit more next gen, I found this Intel's 600P series, which is intended to be a more budget variety of M.2 and NVMe drives, but $289 for this, and again, that's a 1 terabyte drive. I actually would probably go for this if you have the M.2 slot over that over the last this one over the 850 Pro. It's cheaper and it's going to be faster, maybe. Actually, I can't say that for sure. This is a reseller single pack, but deals on for a couple more days, and you will get NVMe support and a really fast M.2 drive, which doesn't take up much space either. All right, now we are moving into the case category. Found a few cases in here. This one's the Cooler Master Masterbox 5 mid-tower computer case. By the way, if there's a rumbling sound, it's a train going by. I can't do anything about that. But this is the Master Box 5. And this is a really solid case. It has the same sort of interior frame that the Master case did. Very similar layout. It's gotten very good reviews. Tons of support for drives and everything inside, and pretty typical ATX layout. But $55 or $55.54 if you want to be more specific. Great price for that, and free shipping. Free shipping on a case you really need that. And then Nzxt. Oh, I had a different layout for this before that looked better. Nzxt has a pretty decent sale going on through Newegg for their S340 cases, which are very popular. I've built in these before. All around $70, which is anywhere from $15 to $20 off, depending on what version you're getting, whether you want the black and red or the all black or glossy whites. They have the other versions of it down here as well, but they're not discounted quite as much. But $70 for an S340, I think, is a pretty good deal too. And finally, we have the Rozsival Neutron. This is also a Newegg deal. Rozsival is like Newegg's house brand, but this is a mini tower, mini ITX. It's slightly on the larger side for a mini ITX case, but basically it's $10. $35 is what you pay out of the gate, and then out of checkout, I guess I should say. And then there is a $25 rebate card that you can get, so that makes it $10. Pretty good deal for a all black mini ITX case. You, of course, will need a power supply for your new computer that you're obviously building with all of these new components. So here is a pretty nice one. I would recommend this for someone who's maybe considering an SLI configuration either now or in the future. Corsair's RMX series, 80 plus gold certified, all modular, completely modular, and I believe the cabling also looks pretty nice on this one. There's the cables. Yes, cables are all black. And an 850 watt will handle most two-way SLI or crossfire configurations if you're going for something like that. And $105, which is a good $40 to $50 off the typical MSRP. If you want something a little bit less expensive, the Rozsival Capstone G650 is available through Newegg. This is a pretty solid 80 plus gold, again, rated power supply. It is modular. It's got a pretty good design on here. The cabling I don't believe is quite as nice. It does have a little bit of ketchup and mustard going on. But again, $30 rebate card takes the price of $75 all the way down to, I believe, $40 or $45. So that is a good deal for $45 after the mail-in rebate. So yeah, very solid deal for a adequate 650 watt, 80 plus gold rated power supply that will last you probably for quite a few years. All right, that's all I got for power supplies. Whoa. I just dropped my wrist rest. Didn't mean to do that. My wrist rest. People always ask me about this. It's made by Handstands, and I'll see if I can add a link to it in the description too, just in case anyone's wondering about that. All right, peripherals. We're getting through this. All right, Logitech has a couple really nice deals going on Amazon right now. The G502 Proteus Spectrum RGB available for $40. That's about half off, pretty much. It's a very well-reviewed mouse. This isn't one that I've used myself, but I have taken word of mouth from quite a few people who I know who have tried it out and recommend it. It's got a weight system built into it, which is pretty nice. I like mice with weight systems. And Logitech does a good job, so check that one out. We also have the Logitech G610 Orien Red Backlit Mechanical Gaming Keyboard. So this has actual Cherry MX Red switches, and the price has changed since I added this like 20 minutes ago, I think. Wait, where did my peripherals list go? Yeah, the price went up by, well, shoot. Well, never mind about this one, but this was $60. Now it is back up to $90, and it was, I think, a deal of the day or something like that, that they changed. So I was afraid this was going to happen between when I got all of my deals together and I actually pulled them up here. But you know what? Whatever, it's fine. Let's talk about this one. This one is still on sale. This is a Corsair Strafe mechanical gaming keyboard. Also Cherry MX brown switches this time, which are my personal favorites in the Cherry MX category. $70 for a nicely made Corsair mechanical keyboard with actual Cherry MX switches. I think that's a pretty good deal. I've said that a lot, I feel like, today. Moving on to some headphones, the Sennheiser HD 598Cs, $100. These are usually $250 MSRP, although you can typically get them around $200 or even a little less. But $99.95 for these is a very solid deal. They are closed back, so they are going to give you a little bit more of that in your brain type of feel when you're listening to stuff rather than having the more open soundstage. But if you are be listening to these anywhere where there's lots of ambient noise or that kind of thing, having a closed back is a great way to go because it will block out a lot of the exterior sound. All right, finally we have a couple sort of monitors and then some TVs that I threw in here at the end. The monitor I'm starting off with is a 4K 28-inch from ASUS. The MG28UQ to be specific, which is on sale for $350 right now. Not a huge discount. I mean, it's usually $450, but this is a really solid 28-inch 4K TV. 4K monitor, and I really like the stand on this one. Height, tilt, swivel, pivot, all that good stuff, and pretty much good specs all around. And ASUS, they make some solid monitors. It's also matte, I'm pretty sure. Matte finish, because glossy sucks. All right, here's a Samsung 40-inch 4K Ultra HD. So this is a smart LED TV, but Bob from KB Mod, actually, I saw him tweet this one earlier. He, as well as a couple other people he knows, use this as their monitor for their computer. There are some downsides to using a TV as a monitor, but this one does have HDMI 2.0 input. It's 40 inches and it's $350, and it's 4K, and it's got LED edge lighting. It's not LED full backlighting or anything like that, but for the size and the 4K-ness and all that good stuff, very good deal. $350 for that one. Usually it's around 400 on sale. Here's the TV that I bought just recently, and I actually bought this through a Slick Deals. You know, it had the little Slick Deals fire icon on it because Target had a 10% off promo code that went along with this. Even without the promo code at $800, this LG TV 65-inch 65UH615A. It is LED backlit. It's an IPS panel. It has HDR support. It's not the most maximum HDR support, but I've been testing it out and it looks very nice. It doesn't have the like super inky blacks like you would get with an OLED, but it's $800. It's not $2,000, which is probably more like what you would pay for a TV this size. Pretty nice thin bezel as well. 3 HDMI 2.0 inputs. I believe they're 2.0A, and one of them does have HDCP support. Yeah, a very nice TV. Just again, bear in mind you're probably going to need to have local access to a Target store because this is in-store pickup only. As far as I know, they might have... Oh, no, it says ships free. All right, maybe you can have it shipped. We went and picked it up at the store. We thought that was easier. And then finally, this isn't really a monitor, but kind of fits in with it. A dual monitor arm from Flex Mounts. So as long as your monitor has VESA support, I believe this is 75mm and 100mm, you can grab this. It clamps down to the back of your desk as long as your desk is pretty sturdy and holds 2 monitors side by side. Good reviews, $45 on Amazon. So there you go. That's all. That's all for this video. I appreciate any of you guys who sat there and listened to me talk about all these products, because you could easily have just gone on and down into the video description and seen all of them rather than listening to me talk. But hey, I like talking to you guys if you like listening. I hope you're all enjoying your Black Friday and holiday weekend and buying stuff if that's what you're doing, or just relaxing at home if that's what you're doing. That's what I'm trying to do. But yeah, cheers to you guys. And remember, a lot of these deals will continue through the weekend. Not everything, though. But if you do happen to click the links in the description, it helps me out a lot. Thank you very, very much for watching. And I'll see you guys very soon. I also forgot that I have to click the button over here to end the video. That's part of it. Wait.